Hello mate, how's it going? Welcome back to Football Therapy. Sorry if that was a bit loud. With me, your host Jan. Hey, how's it going friends? Hope you're doing well. I really do hope that. Chelsea are playing in the Champions League tomorrow night. Oh, that's exciting, isn't it? We've already qualified. If we match Juventus's result or do better, we top the group, which is probably still just about worth doing. Big Tommy Tuchel has done his pre-match press conference. Lots to talk about, and I have made a predicted lineup. Of course, we can expect heavy rotation, and who knows, potentially a little bit of experimentation. So he talks about midfielders, Kovacic, Kante, the lot. So strap yourselves in, get comfortable, housework. Drop a like on the video, please. It means a lot. Let's see if we can get a few. Subscribe if you're new, if you are subscribed, or if you are subscribing now. All notifications have to be turned on when you click the bell. You click the little bell icon, and somewhere you do all notifications, I think. Anyway, welcome, friends. I hope you're comfortable now, or listener, viewer, whatever you're doing. Let's talk about this game. Chelsea are in not good form. Let's have it right, ladies and gents. Romelu Lukaku's not fit, and when he's on the pitch, he's not firing. The midfield looks dysfunctional, overcooked, and broken at times. The wingback situation is flawed ever since Chilwell is gone. And now our super world-class goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy, has decided to have a few sort of wobbly moments of late. Which, by the way, he's allowed. Every footballer's allowed. So it's tricky. It's absolutely tricky. Thomas Tuchel's done his pre-match press conference. He spoke about the absence of Kante. The question was posed to him, are you deliberately keeping Kante out for longer now to be extra doubly sure because he's getting older and, you know, injuries can be more detrimental, etc. To which Tuchel responded, no, we've got a good relationship, we openly talk about it, and in fact it's Kante he wants to make extra sure that he's ready to return. Tuchel goes on to talk about Kante like, yes, he is Superman, everyone wants him in their starting lineups, and we are of course better with Kante, kind of implying that maybe in an ideal world for Thomas Tuchel, Kante is like the first name on the team sheet, really. You know, the rest of it, he can sort of change defenders and the system will defend well. We can change attackers, we got loads of good attackers. But if he's got that, if he could make one choice, he'd probably want N'golo Kante in the midfield. And then behind that, you'd probably want first choice wingbacks and maybe a Mason Mount in there and Thiago Silva. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, you can mix and match the rest. But he did spend some time speaking about, yeah, Kante is really, really important. He also spoke about Saul and he tried to big him up, right, and like say, you know what, man, we've put him in high octane games that were over the average of Premier League intensity, and we're gonna use his qualities. We're gonna try and, you know, make use out of Saul and we could see that tomorrow night. Oh, clue. And I'll talk about Saul and in a little bit more detail when we go through my predicted lineup, which I've already made, that I'm going to display to you very, very shortly. Mateo Kovacic twist, though, is something that you guys will not be pleased to hear. I'm sure the majority of you watching this already know. Well, recently we were reading reports, right, from yesterday evening, I think, to right up to the press conference that Mateo Kovacic is fit and firing and ready to go. And we were throwing our hands in the air like we've just been blessed by a faith healer. Super excited. We've missed Mateo Kovacic. It's been really understated how much we've missed him. You know, he had 5 assists in his a few starts. He got a goal, but it was more than that. It's how he played, how he linked the midfield to the attack, how he got into the final third himself. You know, he ball carries, he plays out of pressure. He's a world-class midfielder, Mateo Kovacic. He's a fantastic footballer, a superb footballer, and we've absolutely missed him, especially in this hour of need where we've just struggled without midfielders. That, you know, what a welcome sight that would have been, Mateo Kovacic coming back to the starting lineup. Thomas Tuchel said he was training yesterday with a smile, feeling really good. Oh my god, the crescendo of positive vibes and Chelsea's revival. He's tested positive. So he's got the Rona, and or tested positive for it, and he's has to self-isolate for days. So not only will he not feature in tomorrow's game, he almost certainly won't feature on the weekend because, you know, he needs to reintegrate, keep fit, train with the team, and get the game plan for the game against Leeds. So frustrating, because I would have loved Kovacic to start against Zenit tomorrow evening. brought off on the hour mark, wrapped in cotton wool, saying, right, you're going to start against Leeds and play the 90, mate. Let's go. That would have been perfect. That would have been perfect. But still, even though he's not featuring for either, we have to look at the positives here and think, well, he's back. You know, this injury, this like mysterious hamstring injury, was it? Kept him out for so long. Is now better. So, you know, whatever, man. Like, it sucks. We have got a big squad. We've got players we can call upon. And just the fact how he can be reintegrated sooner rather than later in this busy period where, by the way, there'll be another game soon that hopefully he'll be ready to play for. All good. All good. I mean, apart from the other injuries, I don't think Kante is good to go just yet. Of course, Chilwell being out. Jorginho, I don't think he's going to feature. I think he's still got that hip pain. He probably could do with a couple of games sitting out and, you know, recalibrating after a couple of, again, wobbly moments. And of course, you know, if we're not talking about general Chelsea problems, you can talk about contract situations with defenders and whatever. But let's look at this lineup that I've built for you. Let me load up the soundbite. There we go. So this is it. Funny enough, it's a 3-4-3 formation. And we'll talk, you know, let's start at the back. Kepa in goal. Tuchel was posed the question, you're going to start Kepa. It's a good opportunity to start Kepa. It is. It's not a must win. Kepa will be probably needed in the AFCON, and we need to keep him as integrated as possible in this Chelsea team to make him feel like he's a part of it, and he does step up in moments, and I think he's probably due a game by now, if you'd ask me, so it would be almost probably a little bit of an insult had he not started this game. So Kepa will start in goal, and we'll need rotation in the back three, because we just will. This isn't the hardest of opponents in the world, and like I said, the pressure's off, and it's about trying these players, you know, getting some minutes into these players, making them feel included, and experimentation from the Chelsea boss, from Thomas Tuchel, to see if he can do bits here. So Christensen will retain his space. Of course, he had a few games out. Thiago Silva was playing loads. I think Azpilicueta, who's rested a lot, I think he comes in probably his best performing role at the moment still, I think, personally. Maybe the stats and data, saying it like Tuchel, data would suggest otherwise, and maybe that's why Tuchel's played him at probably wing-back more than centre-back lately. But I think he should start centre-back here. And Malang Sarr, who is still at the club, who has had a couple of moments for Chelsea looking alright, playing as a left-footed centre-back, as a left-sided centre-back, makes perfect sense. Let's address the big Spanish midfielder in the room, playing at left wing-back. Now, obviously, this is something Tuchel has referred to a few times. Saul Niguez as an option at left wing-back. If you don't try it now, you're not going to do it. Or maybe you wait till we play Chesterfield in the FA Cup. We've drawn Chesterfield. I mean, if you want to wait till that, fine. But I think you do it as quick as possible. And this is a not must-win game. It's a European game. It usually suits these, you know, European players better. Saul Niguez doesn't know how to play wing-back. He probably will feel like, despite not wanting to play that position, this is an opportunity to give something to this Chelsea team, this champions of Europe, that if he feels a part of, he might be able to express himself. It's an opportunity. Playing the wing-back at in this team right now is not the same as playing wing-back at Atletico Madrid, the club he's been at for so many years. It's a new experience. It's a new opportunity for him. He'll have two other Spaniards in the lineup in Azpilicueta and Kepa. Not that they're playing close to him particularly, but do you know what I mean? Like, people involved with him, I think he could feel comfortable. The wing-backs for Chelsea love to take a long shot on. He does that. He's got a really good shot on him. The wing-backs come inside all the time. He's a midfielder. He'll like that, not having to have chalk on his boots to occupy more familiar territory on the pitch. Now is your chance. You don't do it now, you don't do it. Perfect opportunity. You start Saul Niguez at left wing-back. We need to rotate a absolutely exhausted midfield. Ruben Loftus-Cheek was the player to do the pre-match press conference. I think he starts in midfield there. He's listed as an RM on FIFA, which is weird. So he starts in central midfield. I think you put him next to Ross Barkley. Jorginho's got the hip problem. Kante and Kovacic are out. Ross Barkley can play in that double six. I think, you know, Loftus-Cheek is happier to sort of sit back more and more now as well. And one of the front three can tuck in. I think Ross Barkley joins him in midfield. He won't really like it, but I think Hudson-Odoi to play right wing back. He's got loads of Premier League minutes. I think he just has to sort of do his duty here a little bit and help the boys with rotation. Play wing back. He won't do, James will return for Leeds, and I think this is an opportunity just for get more minutes on the pitch, really rack up his playtime for Chelsea this season in all competitions, whether it's in his preferred left wing role or if he has to fill in at left or right wing back. He looked really poor at left wing back actually. You'd think he'd prefer that over right wing back, but I think he's done okay at times at right wing back, and it's needs must in this situation. Excuse me. So front three. You have to play Lukaku into form. He says he's fit. He's not match fit. He's not, he's clearly not injured anymore. That's the point. So he's not injured anymore. He's not match fit. He looks miles off it, and he needs some goals to go in to find form again. You start him. Again, the same excuse for Kepa, Saul, and Malangsar. That's out of order for our record signing. But at the moment, he needs to find form, and he needs to play himself into form. To do that, he needs to start this game and play as many minutes as possible. Whether that plays him into form to start on the weekend, I don't know. Maybe it makes him feature earlier in the weekend. We'll see what happens. But Romelu Lukaku to start up front in the Champions League, a goal would do him the world of good. Maybe even two, and the narrative flips entirely, And in terms of his accompanying attackers, Pulisic, left wing, probably his favourite role is left wing. Pulisic, like Hudson-Odoi, so he can run in behind, cut in on his right. Explosive, he might be able to combine with Lukaku well. He did play really well with Olivier Giroud, remember? And of course, we've seen Kai Havertz in training with a big smile on his face. Clearly the injury is not that bad. An opportunity for him to see if he can play well with Lukaku and with Pulisic. It's a new combination, isn't it? It's out of all the 7 attackers that we use, let's try this 3 now. It's mental the amount of combinations we can have. So, who knows, maybe Havertz plays in just behind Lukaku and Pulisic as a 2. That could also happen. But that's my starting lineup, and that's me showing you my working. Let me know what you think. Comment down below how you think this will line up, how we should line up. How do you think the game will go? I think we're going to win, but I think it's going to be problematic in some way. I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea, and just hoping for a Lukaku goal. And what would be great would be a Saul assist from Wingback, should he start there. 2-1 Chelsea, I'm going to say. Give me your score predictions, give me your changes to the lineup, and give me your comments down below. Friends, let's see if we can get a bunch of likes before you leave. If you're yet to like the video, I'd appreciate you dropping a like. It means a lot. And everyone's welcome to subscribe. So that's it from me. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.